I'm going to, I think, come up with my favorite Christmas movies because I'm going to make some coffee. And I figured, what not but better time to let you know my thoughts on that. Because, you know, I think that's a pretty polarizing subject. I didn't come up with any like top 10 or top 5 list. I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head, my favorite Christmas movies. I know what my 2 favorite are. The other ones are not really in any order. If I think of all the ones I watched, these aren't my favorite, but if I think about all the ones I watched, it was like, obviously the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, right? Yeah, Tim Allen. Miracle on 34th Street, both the old and the new one. I had both on VHS. A Christmas Story, Red Ryder BB Gun. I actually thought that was like filmed in the 50s too when they came out, but they just did such a good job on that one. A Muppet Christmas Carol, Scrooged, those 2 are great. Polar Express, another great one. Also, I'm making a Chemex with Dunkin' Grinds because we ran out of this really good coffee. We usually get coffee from this place called Osa in Nashville. Really good coffee, the best coffee I've ever had, honestly. But we're out of it. I just have decaf right now. So I'm just going with Dunkin', which is kind of like putting, you know, diesel in a premium, because if you do a pour over. But anyways, back to the movies. Don't judge me. Or you can't judge me, it's all good. But, so you got the Polar Express, I think is what I said last. I saw some of the Santa Claus, some of those sequels. I only really remember the first one. I remember when I went and saw Santa Claus 2 though, I had just got my driver's permit and I was like, I remember looking at it in the movie theater being like, damn, this is so cool. Let's think. Oh, Home Alone 1 and 2, obviously, those are classics. Some other ones would be Elf, love Elf. Emily really likes, I think The Family Stone, is that a Christmas movie? I know Die Hard is considered a Christmas movie. So, I think I've covered a lot of the ones I grew up watching. I'm trying to think if there are any other ones. Sorry, the coffee's, it's getting hot right now. So, we gotta add to the list, obviously. It's a Wonderful Life. We've got Christmas, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. We've got The Grinch. A lot of those Grinches. I just watched the new one this year, or one of the newer ones. We've got, I already said Die Hard. We've got Frosty the Snowman. We've got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We've got A Nightmare Before Christmas, which I've actually never seen. So I don't know if you're supposed to watch that movie Halloween or Christmas, but y'all tell me. Christmas with the Cranks. Apparently Gremlins is a Christmas movie. A Holiday. I just watched that with my wife. I think people just want to watch that though, girls, because they just want that actor Jude Law to show up to their house or cottage, you know, maybe hang out with them for a little bit. But we got Bad Santa, Billy Bob Thornton, aka Bad or Landman. White Christmas, man. Both of those are classic. Claus, apparently, I've never seen that. Christmas, I already said that. Yeah, those are most of the Christmas movies that I can think of, and those are some of the ones I wrote down. Now, let me think of what are my favorite. Well, I just filmed my top 5 for Instagram and stuff, or for TikTok, so that's why it might look like it's kind of changed view and there's more coffee in there. But, alright, I figured out my top 5 Christmas movies. We named all the ones that I like and I'll watch, but my top 5, number 5, The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I'm the same age now that Scott Calvin was in that movie, so I could technically be Santa Claus, which is crazy. Number 4, and I was gonna say probably Santa Claus 1. I don't really care about the sequels. Number 4, it's gonna be Elf with Will Ferrell. It came out when I was in like 8th grade, I think, and now it's a classic. So number 3, I'm gonna go with It's a Wonderful Life. Throw it back to the OG, probably one of the best movies of all time, but also a Christmas movie, and I don't even really think about it as like being a Christmas movie. I just think about it being a good movie with Jimmy Stewart, and he's one of my favorite actors. Also, I hope everybody's got a Clarence, a guardian angel, and I hope he's like Clarence. You know, he seems like a pretty cool guy I could get along with. Number 2, we go with National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. I didn't even really watch this movie growing up. I don't know, like my parents didn't have the VHS. I always knew what it was, but then I started watching it in college, and really my wife Emily loved it, so we watched it a lot, and grown to be one of my favorites. It's ridiculous. Probably my favorite National Lampoon movie out of all of them is the Christmas one, and Vegas. I like that one too. But yeah, it's probably number 2, which is pretty crazy. And then number 1 is Home Alone 1 and 2. I consider those both kind of the same storyline. I like Home Alone 3, I guess. I don't really care for it, but Home Alone 1 and 2 are by far my favorite Christmas movies. Maybe one of my favorite movies of all time. I loved watching it growing up, the traps, and yeah, the fact, "You from a treehouse, Marv?" If you know that line, you're probably gonna get along with me. But anyways, those are my top 5 favorite movies. Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys get to watch some good ones.